In the beginning of the model, it comes down really to this fundamental question. What are you? What are you? And anyone that's doing the model would know the answer to that. What are you? Okay, when I'm teaching a model workshop, and this is after hundreds of these, I get, oh, I'm the CEO, I'm a clinical leader, I'm a nurse, whatever. And then, here's my name, I'm a mom. Yeah, I always say deeper, I'm a mom, I'm a female, deeper. And then it's like, well, I have a body, or, if I'm from California, I'm a sustained energy pattern, or whatever. And I say, go deeper, and then I'm a soul, I'm whatever. What I'm looking for is some specific language, because what do we know? All master teachers demand specific language, because language plays such a big role in how we think and perceive the world. And therefore, an organization that's doing the model will have put tremendous consideration in the words that are allowed to be used, the words and phrases that are allowed to be used, as well as those that are outlawed. That when someone says something that's been outlawed, the $10 bill goes in the jar, period. Okay, so I'm looking for a specific word here. What are you? And what you are is a feeling. So to clinicalize this, since we've trained so many clinicians and clinical leaders, thousands, so to clinicalize this with each interaction, every time we answer the phone, every time we do a visit, we are doing what? We are creating an experience or a feeling. You can use either word, an experience or a feeling. And as we delve into people development, you'll see where this all comes together in the model. That's all you really know about yourself at this point in time. Is that not true? Yes, I perceive I have a body. I have the sustained energy pattern. Yeah, you may perceive yourself as this or that. But all you know about yourself, again, is that you are experiencing something. You are feeling something. You are conscious. Really, according to science, you're only here half the time because your neurons are firing. You're in and out of phase all the time. So you're only here half the time, even if you think you're here. And so when we're doing the model, we have this. This looks like an ordinary chair here. But through the magic of MBI Media, we see that this is really the beginning of the model, because what's this say? This is the patient and family. Okay, and what are we creating? A feeling. Okay, and periodically, when we're doing the model, we will take our tush, we will take our posterior, we will take this lower region, and we'll place it in the patient family chair. And we'll simply ask ourselves, what could we add to make the feeling or experience better? What could we delete to make the feeling or experience better? What could we augment or do differently to make the feeling or experience better? And then, that's the beginning of the model. And then all of us that work in the supporting areas, finance, HR, IT, administration, are simply here to support the front lines of care to make sure that they have everything that they need to create that high-quality, predictable experience for every patient, every time. Every patient, every time. Every patient, every time. Every patient, every time. A world of non-exception. Because every time we don't do what we have promised, we've broken our vow. And I can't think of any good that comes from that. Sure, we learn from our mistakes. And people are far more forgiving than we often give them credit. But don't make it a habit. Learn from each one. So if you're doing the model, every time you start a meeting, ask your students, what are you? And you want to hear a resounding, a feeling back. Okay? That's how I know someone really got the message. They got the memo, what the model's all about. So, with every interaction, again, we are in the creation process. Whether we're answering the phone, doing a visit, typing a memo, anything that goes out from an organization, we are creating a feeling. Every time they touch something of ours, of your organization, or multi-view, there's a feeling that's created. Like here, man, there's some substance here, right? Geez, there's a number in there. What's that for? Oh, sequence. Huh, it must be structural. Process-oriented. So it's a system of care that starts with the meticulous creation of the patient-family experience. Okay? Let me make it as simple as that. A hospice that's doing the model has considered every aspect of the care experience and cares enough. And this is an important point. And cares enough to create that experience for every patient, every time, every patient, every time. And a model that's, quote, doing the model, or healthcare organizations, since there's truckloads that are moving in this direction after they see the results they get from their hospice operations. Hospice that's doing the model has considered every word or phrase. Every word or phrase that comes out of someone's mouth makes someone feel something. We've videotaped hundreds of top clinicians, only to find out that even our top guys are not that good at the structure of doing visits. Our film people know how to do better visits than clinicians. And when you start putting together your synthetic labs, this will become self-evident. Trust me, we'll get into that later. But one hospice I went into, they brought their top 5 clinicians, and it was a large hospice. And we had the cameramen in there, and I was running the boom. And the first nurse that came in said, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of distress? I thought, okay. The next person came in, I think, is a social worker. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your level of distress? The next one came in, what's your level of distress? 1 to 10. And finally, I dropped the mic, the boom, and said, what's up here? We have nothing standardized in our visit, virtually. But we have standardized one thing, and how does that make you feel? Okay, I'm back in the chair. What's my level of distress? 1 to 10. God, I was feeling pretty good. Is there something I should know about? Have you been holding back on me? What's up? My level of distress just shot up by virtue of our words and phrase in that situation. And you could be a weenie about it, hide behind and say, well, regulations say that we have to ask that, Andrew. Really, find another way to do it. So every word and phrase that we use, words we use, words we outlaw in our organizations. Smell. What is your system of removing smells that someone might pick up from one patient environment to the next? So it doesn't bring it into the next, probably better stated. What is your system for removing cigarette smoke if you have clinicians that smoke? And if you don't have a system, you've not considered, you have not loved enough, you've not cared enough. What is your image? Are your people in great uniforms, or are they allowed to show up in street clothes? I'll just say this. If your folks are not in uniforms, and you're working in nursing homes and stuff, you're not even there. You're invisible. So is it a sharp edge? Is it sloppy? Whatever. What's our look, our color choices? And I'll just say this, what's the best color to use in hospice? As far as for your uniforms, your team colors, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever your colors are fine. Just make them pronounced. Make sure your people feel good, in that color. The activities that you do. Everything's considered what? From the viewpoint of how does it make a person feel?